So, man, we're dedicating tonight's live to Al Capone, so I had to put the hat on. How my gangster look. We're showing it. I got a stove. I got my gangster hat on. What's going on with it? One time calls. Where's everybody at? Al Capone, what's up, man? Dedicated to today. It's Valentine's Day, and I'm doing my live with Jay number 80. Hopefully, you guys are tapping in. You feel me? I got my stove. You know what I mean? I got my Al Capone hat and stogie. Showing we're gonna talk about what Valentine's Day and Al Capone have in common, and why I some of you might have asked why did I post a Al Capone picture on my IG, and I'm gonna explain some of it to you guys. So who's on here today? We got Lucrative Sound, Shortcuts, Chris Grima, what's up? We got more people, JC Hefe, you know what I mean? We got Hefe KC. Now he's from the Midwest. He's from closer to where Al Capone was from than I am, but I'm just chilling today. You know what I mean? But what's going on with everybody? We're gonna talk history today. Today is gonna be a little bit different than what I usually do. We're gonna talk about history, about Al Capone, about what Valentine's Day has to do with Al Capone, and those of you who don't know what happened 94 years ago, in February 14th of 1929, La Noche que Chicago se murió. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about all that, and we're gonna talk about Valentine's Day too. I honestly don't even know what I honestly don't even know what Valentine's Day really is, but hey, you know what I mean? But Al Capone, didn't he die of syphilis? Al Capone died of syphilis, didn't he? So if he wasn't. I'll give you a fun fact. Did you know he was in prison at San Quentin in San Francisco Bay at the same time with Bumpy Johnson, who was the kingpin of Harlem? I don't know if you guys know who Bumpy Johnson was, but Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson was another gangster. He was a black gangster, and um, he was affiliated with Lucky Luciano's crew, and he was like the Harlem of he was the Godfather of Harlem, and they made a couple movies about him. The most famous was Hoodlum with Lawrence Fishburne, and Al Capone and Bumpy Johnson were in prison at the same time in Alcatraz. This is a true fact. You know what I mean? So that's some things. But how's your guys' Valentine's Day? Let me know in the comments. Did you get your penis wet, or you know what I mean? Did anybody give you dome? What's up? Yeah, I'm just chilling, and you feel me, wearing the gangster hat with my Cuban cigar. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, man, I went to Mars. Oh, really? With with what's her name? Jose Cooks. What's up, Danny Martinez? But but yeah, man. So we're gonna talk a little bit of history, a little bit of what was the Saint Valentine's Day massacre. But before you guys, we talk about that. How you guys been, man? How was your Fourth of July? Fourth of July. What the hell? Where did Fourth of July come from? Jesus Christ, I'm way off. How was your Valentine's Day? I'm sorry, your Valentine's Day. Did you spend it with your significant other? Did you get a quickie at lunch, a nooner? What's up? You guys didn't do anything today for for Valentine's Day? They slaving over here. But yeah, man, I didn't do anything. Right now I'm single. I'm ready to mingle. Yeah, already getting ready to do some firecrackers. I know, huh? That's why I got the stove. Yeah, I just need a light. but but yeah, man. But all in good fun. Hopefully you guys had a good I broke up with my chick to save $50. Orale. Lumpkins on deck. You know what I mean? I'm single and ready to mingle, so this Valentine's Day I didn't spend it with no one. But I've spent some good Valentine's Day in the past with some females, so it's all good. I'm at a Tesla on break, but all good. Oh, you work at Tesla? We're in Fremont? But but yeah, so what does Al Capone and Valentine's Day have to do with each other? Well, February 14th of 1929, there was the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which was the murder of what? How many? Hold on, I'll tell you right now. 'Cause I'm gonna be reading, so you'll see me reading. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people were murdered that day. 7 guys, you know what I mean, were murdered on Valentine's Day of 1929. That was 94 years ago, I believe, and that was at a says it was a warehouse slash shop on the corner of Dickens and Clark in Lincoln Park, Chicago. And basically, what at the time people don't know that there was a war going on in Chicago between two crews, and one crew was obviously the Chicago outfit, which was ran by Al Capone, Alphonse Capone, who was a very sinister but famous character at the time. Hey, what's up, 1312? And he was a gangster. He kind of looks like this. Right? He was kind of a chubby guy like me too. But Al Capone was an Italian from Brooklyn, and he was the son of immigrants, Italian immigrants, and raised in Brooklyn. The word Scarface comes from Al Capone. A lot of people don't know that because Al Capone had a scar on his cheek because when he was a teenager, he disrespected a female in front of her brother, and the brother pulled out a razor and slashed him in the face. So he had a scar for life. So that's why he was called Scarface Al Capone, and that's where the term Scarface comes from. A lot of people don't know that. So he was a gangster from New York who came up in the ranks, and then he was transferred over to Chicago, where eventually he took over the Chicago outfit. He became leader of the mob in Chicago. And what happened at the time, Chicago was a city that had a lot of Polish, a lot of Irish, a lot of Italians. And the Polish and the Irish had their own gang, which was called the North Side Gang. And Al Capone's gang was the South Side Gang. And they had went to war because at the time there was prohibition, which was a law that actually made alcohol illegal. Believe that. And it was a war with these two crews, and the other crew, the North Side Gang, was ran by a group of guys who were a mix of Polish and Irish descent. Um, the first dude, one of the dudes was one of the leaders of the North Side Gang was Dion O'Banion, and Dion O'Banion was murdered by by uh, um, by members of Al Capone's gang at a flower shop. They came up, shook his hand, acting like they were cool with him, and they pulled out 3 guns and shot him point blank and killed him. That basically started the war between Al Capone and the North Side Gang. Another guy who was killed also a couple years later was este Diano no Jaime Weiss, who was a Polish gangster. He was the leader after the murder of Dion O'Banion. He took over, and basically Jaime Weiss was murdered in front of his car when a group of guys with shotguns and Tommy guns blew him away, literally. And then after that, the guy who took over was named Bugs Moran. You know what I mean? His name was hold on, I'll tell you right now. George Clarence Bugs Moran, and he was an Irish gangster. And basically, he took on Al Capone's crew with the North Side Gang, and it became a war. And everything we know of as gangsters originated from that war. Everything that we know today of being associated with gangsters originated with that war. Drive-by shootings, walk-up shootings, uh, you know, bombings, chases, shootouts with chases and cars, one car shooting at each other, at another. All that happened at the time, and a lot of people got killed. You know what I mean? And a lot of hits were done on Al Capone, and he survived almost all. He survived all of them basically. And that was the war between the North Side Gang and the South Side Gang. What a name, huh? The North Side Gang and the South Side Gang. What a parallel. And basically, Al Capone was actually, a lot of people don't know this. Towards the end of that war, he wasn't even in Chicago anymore. He was in Miami, living in a house out there, like a holiday house, a house to get away. And he had been organizing a lot of things from Chicago. You know what I mean? From Miami and Chicago. You know what I mean? And what happened was, I guess there was a group of people who had organized a hit on the North Side Gang. They had found out through a guy named Machine Gun Jack McGurn. He was actually Italian, but he went by that name. He had organized with Al Capone. They had found out that the North Side Gang was going to have a meeting at this whatchamacallit, at this garage. And what happened was that they thought for sure Bugs Moran would be there, the leader of the North Side Gang. So what happened was that they scoped out the place. They had spies there for days, investigating who was coming in and out of that shop. And finally, the plan came together on Valentine's Day of 1929. And when some dudes acting like Chicago police officers entered the shop, and there was a group of guys who were hanging out there, and they thought that Bugs Moran was going to be there, the leader of the North Side Gang. So what happened was they came in there like they were raiding the place, like we're the Chicago police. Everybody put your hands up. They put 7 guys against the wall. They act like they were searching them. And then 2 guys came in with Tommy guns and sprayed them fools. They just sprayed them fools. You know what I mean? And killed all of them. And that was known as one of the most vicious gang murders at that time. And it was called the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. And it was a brutal murder. And it made headlines, and it made Al Capone notorious. And nobody ever went to jail for that. But Bugs Moran wasn't there, the leader of the North Side Gang, and he survived it. But his second in command were there, and a few other people. I'll read out the names of the victims of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. As we're talking about them, we might as well remember them. So the victims were Peter Gusenberg. It says a frontline enforcer for the Moran organization. Frank Gusenberg, the brother of Peter Gusenberg, also an enforcer. Albert Kuchelik, a.k.a. James Clark, Moran's second in command. Adam Hayer, the bookkeeper and business manager of the Moran gang. Reinhard Schwimmer, an optometrist who had abandoned his practice to gamble on horse racing and associate with the gang. Albert Weinshank, who managed several cleaning and drying operations for Moran. His resemblance to Moran allegedly was set the massacre in motion before Moran arrived, including the clothes that he was wearing. And John May, I heard about John May, an occasional car mechanic for the Moran gang. So that's messed up because John May was an innocent victim. He was just a mechanic who was happened to be there that day working on a car, and he got blasted for nothing. He wasn't even a gangster. He was just a mechanic. Imagine he's a poor, innocent mechanic and they just blew them away. So yeah, those were the victims of the St. Valentine's Day massacre. No one was ever really arrested in that case. It was obviously investigated it, and and yeah, it was just brutal. Like they just blew those dudes away. I want to be a baller video. Yep, and so basically what happened was Bugs Moran eventually ended up going to prison. I think he went to Leavenworth for racketeering or whatever. And Al Capone, as we know, ended up getting arrested partly because of Elliot Ness and the Untouchables, who were actually a real group of people. And he got charged with tax evasion. That's why he went to prison, the federal prison, because I think tax evasion is a federal crime, right? So that's why he ended up. I think he ended up in maybe Leavenworth, but he did end up in Alcatraz. And eventually, he had supposedly had syphilis for a long time. And this is a time when I don't think they had cures for that yet. And basically, Al Capone was released because his mind started going everywhere. Um, and um, and Al Capone died in 1947, I want to say, or 48, of syphilis. And I think Bugs Moran died in the 50s in prison. And that was the end of them. But it's even worse. It gets even worse. I'll tell you what happened to the guys who they think did the St. Valentine's Day massacre. That's the one that you don't hear about. These are the guys that were supposedly suspected of doing it. Two of the main dudes was Alberto Anselmi and Giovanni Scalisi. And they were two hitmen for the Al Capone organization. And eventually what happened to them is I think it was the same year of the St. Valentine's Day massacre. um, Al Capone had found out that they were planning to take out Capone and take over the organization. So Al Capone had them come to a dinner, and he uh, he made sure he grabbed both of them, tied them up, and Al Capone personally beat them to death with a baseball bat. And after he beat them to death, they mutilated their bodies and threw them in Cicero, which was in Chicago. And that was the end of Alberto Anselmi and Giovanni Scalisi, who were supposedly part of the St. Valentine's Day massacre. And if you ever seen the movie Untouchables, they show one of that guy's death. There's a scene where they're like in a eating dinner, and Al Capone just starts beating the dude to death with a baseball bat. So that really actually happened. The other guy who had did the who was the one who organized the Valentine's Day massacre was a guy named, I mentioned them, Machine Gun Jack McGurn, whose real name was Vincenzo Antonio Gibaldi, who was a Sicilian boxer, mobster, and eventually caporal and Al Capone of the Al Capone Chicago outfit. And he fell off in 1936 with the Chicago mob, and he was murdered while he was playing. He was playing bowl. He was bowling. He was bowling at a bowling alley, and three hitmen came in and just blasted him in front of everybody in a bowling alley. So, as you can see, all these dudes died horrible deaths. I mean, they possibly are the ones that did the St. Valentine's Day massacre, but they themselves had horrible ends to their lives. Can you imagine being beaten and mutilated? You know what I mean? With a baseball bat, beaten over the head and then mutilated. Or can you imagine just being at a bowling alley and someone just fucking comes up and blasts you? You know what I mean? And yeah, that's what that was the end of those guys. And Al Capone obviously died, a broken man. He had went to prison. Bugs Moran died a broken man in prison too. And Al Capone, yes, he did have syphilis. And these were gangsters, man. And these were this was the life they were living, and almost all those guys got killed. Frank Nitti, who who was Al Capone's second in command, he also was a J-Cat. He ended up killing himself. Um, 1930s. He blew his brains out in a train station, and yeah, I'm just telling you guys that even these big time mafioso gangsters had horrible ends, or ended up in prison, or ended up in bad places. Al Capone got lucky that he got syphilis, that he was able to get released and he died at home. But Bugs Moran didn't. Bugs Moran died in prison. You could look it up, and it's just it's just like I say before, it's just another tragic story of that gangster life. Even if you're in the big time with organized crime, it still leads to death, prison, and destruction, unfortunately. And this is, I talk about Al Capone and St. Valentine's Day because I ain't gonna lie, bro. I I used to fucking idolize Al Capone when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I think that's why I like dress hacks and stuff like that, because I used to always watch movies about Al Capone, and I thought he was dope. You know what I mean? When I was little, and yeah, and then when you learn more about what they did and what happened, it's like, wow, that was a horrible life these guys led. But yeah, like when I was a kid, they used to play a lot of Al Capone movies, The Untouchables, Al Capone, a lot of movies about that back in the days. And and we still got organized crime now. It's not really that Italian anymore. Now it's more Mexican, it's more Latino, but the same thing. Like Northbound said, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And you know, most of the look at out. I could go back to Pablo Escobar. Where's he at? Where's most of his crew at? You feel me? Most of them are dead. You know what I mean? Or in jail, and even Chapo's crew. You know what I mean? And a lot. Chapo's in prison in the United States, and a lot of people surrounded by him are dead or in jail. It's a death lifestyle. All of that. And yeah, I just want to talk about something a little bit morbid today, because we talk about Valentine's and we're so caught up with Valentine's. But I gave you a reality check of a Valentine's Day murder in 1929 in Chicago. And that's the real story of the St. Valentine's Day massacre. All the dudes affiliated to that massacre all died horrible, tragic deaths, or they died of syphilis. You know what I mean? Or they died in prison. But that's what it is. Let me know. Tell me what you think about that story. You know what I mean? Leave it in the comments. No, I never bumped Mr. Capone. You sure? I got my Al Capone outfit on today. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just want to talk about that, man. But either way, happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Hopefully you got your pecker wet, and and you got the time spend time with your girl if you got one. You know what I mean? And or if you don't, I don't have a light, bro, and I can't light it up in the house right now. I don't want to light it up in here. It's because my sister and them will be talking shit. Outside I would if I was outside. You feel me? The dawn of Jingletown. So what's up with everybody, man? Let me know in the comments what you think about the story. Did you guys like it? I tried to give you a little historical knowledge of the St. Valentine's Day massacre, because today is Valentine's Day. Happened 94 years ago. That was a long time. My name's El Panzone. Jose Tate. Jose got the rapping forte. Everybody's making fun of my hat today. But yeah, man. Is it the rapping forte? I got the Shorty the Pimp hat. Shorty the Pimp. He walks with a limp. Mickey Mo from the Rolling 20s. I'll make a video about that too eventually. I'll make some videos about Mickey Mo, or maybe I made one about them before. Maybe I'll make a live where I talk about that history, like organized crime history of Oakland. We'll talk about Mickey Mo. We'll talk about Felix Mitchell. We'll talk about Mexican Mike. We'll talk about Fat Tone. We'll talk about all of them. You feel me? We'll talk about the local history too. You feel me? But yeah, man. But yeah, other than that, let me know what you guys think about the story I told about the St. Valentine's Day massacre in Chicago, 1929. Let me know for reals. Leave it in the comments. Tell me if I did a good job of telling a little bit of the story in the name of the players and the guys who are involved in it. You feel me? But yeah, man. It's cold tonight, man. It's hella cold. Dangerous Dame wrote, yeah, that's what I heard. Dangerous Dame wrote Shorty the Pimp. Yeah, I was told that. I wasn't sure. I didn't even know he wrote that song. I'm from the old school. You did a splendid job articulating the story of Al Capone, Al Capone. Thank you. Hopefully I did. But man, it's hella cold outside. It's hella cold. So what's up, man? Do you guys celebrate Valentine's Day? Do you even care about Valentine's Day? Let me know. Is it all hype to you guys? What do you think? To me, I never tripped off Valentine's Day, and I don't know. I never really cared about it. You feel me? Um, it was never my thing. Like, yeah, I've had girlfriends in Santa Clara. It was hailing. Man, it was cold out here, bro. I don't know if it was hailing, but definitely cold where I live. I don't know. I mean, I've had girlfriends through Valentine's Day, and it's all right. But I don't know. I never really made a big deal or cared much about it. Valentine's Day is a commercialized holiday. I agree. It sounds like it is. Is for females. If you don't acknowledge it, they get pissed. I don't know. My ex girlfriend used to always get pissed at me because I didn't really give a shit. She's like, we should get it on Valentine's Day. I'm like, oh, it's Valentine's Day? I would totally forget. And she'd always get mad at me. Yeah, I want to go out. Yeah, hey, buy me a rose. Whatever. It's like the 4th of July. Some make a big deal, some don't. Yeah, I never tripped off it, man. The sucker, the guys into spending useless money on females. I believe it. Your birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Fambo. But yeah, man. But yeah, girls always get mad at me because I never sell. I'm really don't care about it. You know what I mean? There's been a couple times that I've been out on Valentine's Day, like when I had my ex, or other girls that I dated before. But I never made a complete big deal about it. Like I never cared about it. You feel me? That's just me. But then I don't care about a lot of days, so that's where that goes. So I mean, if you celebrate it, hey, that's on you. It's a day for females to nag you. What's up, BJ? Happy Valentine's Day. For Empty Jack. You didn't call Wendy? No, not today. Go to the Blade for Valentine. The Blade. You get a good Valentine there, huh? For a cost. You don't even have to buy flowers. It was gonna be some shit if you picked up a girl from the Blade and she got mad because you didn't buy her flowers. Man, I have a story about Valentine's Day about an ex of mine. You should have had a ladies' night tonight. Hey, I'm down. Females are down to come on and talk. You know what I mean? I'm down. I'm not, you know me. I don't discriminate. You know. This prom puts out. That's a screwed, blued, and tattooed. But yeah, man. So I don't care. I'll have a ladies' night if they want to come on. I don't really see a lot of females on here like I used to. So if they want to come on, hey, if you're out there watching, let's do a ladies' night. It depends how serious you register the female, whatever. Some you're good. If you're main, if it's your main, you gotta spend 100 on flowers. No mames. She's lucky if I buy her some 7-Eleven flowers. Man, I'll give her a cigar, like Al Capone. Uh-huh. But yeah, no, I'm just messing around. Name name it the Valentine's Day Booty Massacre. The Valentine's Day Booty Massacre. I heard that. Have you guys ever gamed the girl on Valentine's Day? I never have. I've heard guys doing it. Like a couple guys told me they went out and talked to some females on Valentine's that were feeling lonely and they went out with them. I never did that. I never did that, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll try it next Valentine's Day if I'm not single. Maybe even maybe if I am taken, I'll still do it. 7 half flowers are $15.99. Yeah, I don't have no goddamn Valentine's this year, so I don't have to spend shit. I'm gonna spend a Valentine's on me, honey. All right. Oh, sure. I am my own Valentine. I'm just messing with y'all. But yeah, man. Yeah, my ex used to get on me because I would forget about Valentine's Day. I wouldn't buy her shit half the time, or I'd end up buying it last minute and she'd get hella mad. I'm like, well, I forgot it's Valentine's Day. But I'm a douche, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? That's what it is. I at least admit it. I'm a douche with sometimes, so that's just how I am. It's just in my nature. You feel me? Sorry. I prefer to celebrate anniversaries rather than Valentine's Day. Yeah, and I used to forget my bro. I used to forget my anniversary all the time. I still don't even know my anniversary. When I was with my ex, she would get hella mad because I was with her for almost 10 years. She's pissed. She's like, it's our anniversary. I'm like, it is? I'm like, oh shit, I don't even remember what month we got together. I'm telling you, bro, I'm a douche, bro. I really am like that, bro. I'm kind of lightweight, a D head. Oh, I would forget girls' birthdays all the time. I would know the month, but I would forget the day. He's like, my babe, or my ex girlfriend. So I was like, babe. Well, I knew it was in July. That I knew. To this day, I don't even remember what day in July. I just remember she'd be like, babe, it's my birthday's coming up, right? I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. What day? Ah, she would get pissed. She was like, you don't remember. She'd get on me like, why don't you remember my birthday? I'm like, well, I remembered it was in July. I don't remember what month it was. Well, I mean, what day it is, but I remember what month. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm messed up, bro. Put it like that. I am, unfortunately, and I don't know. I don't know what made me like that, but that's just how I am. You know what I mean? Sorry, pero así soy. When you're start inviting people in the stream again, I miss that. I've had some people on. I had some people on the other day. They swear you cheat if you forget one detail. Huh, I heard that. Plan B. What's up, Samboy? That a cheating thing? Yeah. My girlfriend, my ex, she used to get mad because I'm a musician, so I'm always around females. So, when she would play that bullshit, I would tell her, hey, girl, you know that I'm always around females. So if I lose you, I'm not tripping. You feel me? If you're in a relationship, you don't have to break the bank. Just call, be hella cheap. After all, it only comes once a year. If you got a keeper and not a bum, scandalous. Yeah, I feel you, bro. No, I'm not stuck, bro. When I was, like I said, Martin, I was in a relationship for almost 10 years, and definitely I bought her stuff on Valentine's Day. Definitely took her out. Definitely celebrated her birthday, but I would forget about half of these things, and she would get on me about it. And this is a girl that used to sleep with other girls with me, so that definitely was a keeper at the time. You feel me? And I'm just like I said, I focus on so many things in my life that sometimes I forget, man. You know what I mean? And I ain't no pimp. I'm none of that. I just am how I am. I have boundaries. You feel me? And that's just how it is. I peep last live after miss. I could say Christian ain't on today because he for sure breaking his bed as we speak. He's making babies. You feel me? But Maybe that's why I'm single. Maybe because I am a dickhead. You know what I mean? I mean, a D head. You know, you ain't a player. You just crush a lot. I'm just like that, bro. You know, unfortunately, I hate to admit that, but what can I say, man? It is what it is. But yeah, no. When I had my ex girl, yeah, we celebrated a lot of things, but I was just, I don't know. I just, my mind wasn't focused on a lot of things that stuff that she would want to celebrate or remember. My mind just wasn't focused on it. It was just like, oh, okay, that's coming up. Cool. Okay, when that day comes, we'll go celebrate it. But it's like she'll get mad because she wanted me to make a big, like, oh my God, your birthday's coming up. Oh God. You know what I mean? And Central Fool's a trick on they don't use you for them and giving up. Don't court. R. Kelly free country. We ain't gangster, we ain't players, we ain't queens, allegedly. Free Gruden? What happened to Gruden? Free R. Kelly. Simps are just dudes that simp for females, I guess. You feel me? Cause you talk about no, I mean last I heard she was getting no, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about I only dated her briefly. I'm talking about the one I was with for a long time. R. Kelly, the pisser. He want to pee on, he'll pee on you. But yeah, man. But yeah, like if a girl's, I gotta agree with one thing with Martin for sure. If a girl's a keeper, treat her right, man. If she's down for you and she puts up with your BS, yeah, don't reward bad behavior, reward good behavior. And that's game one from Jose. You feel me? That's just common sense. Unless you're just a douchebag, you know what I mean? That don't care, then if you're like that, then don't be mad because you're not in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like I'm not mad because I know how I am. I know I'm stubborn. You feel me? So I know why right at the moment I'm not in a relationship porque fui un cabrón. But it is what it is. That and a little bit of depression I had, but I'm getting over that now. So I think that being single stuff is gonna end very soon for me. Ni que fuera perra, ni que fuera perrita. Treat the woman right all the time. I mean, you treat anybody right all the time, but I'm just saying don't reward bad behavior. Don't let nobody step over you. You feel me? Even if you love her, don't let her step over you. There's got to be boundaries too. You know what I mean? You got to be able to say, look, I don't agree with this. It's not being an abusive, mean person. It's just setting boundaries, saying, look, A, B, and C, I don't agree with this. And if you're not cool with that, then maybe we shouldn't be together. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be afraid to say that, you know? With the 4 incher, this mother dating Mexican, I couldn't even tell you, BJ, because I've never dated too many Dominican women. I just dated one briefly, and she was Americanized, so, you know. I don't know. I guess I'd have to go to New York and date a Dominican girl and then date a Mexican girl here. The injection with them, but don't reward them at all. Have sex with them, but don't reward them at all. Huh? It's kind of a douchey move, ain't it? Hey, you can reward them for that. Why not? It's kind of being a little too messed up, unless she's just not rewardable. But the thing is, I'm not afraid to talk about these topics. You know what I mean? Most guys on here, they talk about otras pendejadas. I'm not afraid to talk about these topics because I'm obsessed with seduction. I really am. You know what I mean? What's up, Rasa Business? Let's talk about this Valentine's Day. I've always been obsessed with the art of seduction, always. Maybe because I'm not the best looking guy, and I had to learn how to be seductive. You know what I mean? And I had to get over my insecurities and stuff like that. And I just always was obsessed with that. Maybe because I didn't get it easy like some of you probably did. I wasn't born with the looks or stuff like that, but I was born definitely with the charisma and the mouthpiece and like the will to take action. That I do have. You feel me? And you know what? I've been so Martin. I've been so. I need to. Yeah, I need to make some spills, and definitely I need to bring up that situation. So you rather look than touch? No, not really, bro. I'd rather take action, bro. The thing is, El Jesus, the reason I'm single, and I've told this before, um, I went into a deep depression because I had three deaths in the family all at once, bro. Three people died around me all at once, bro, within a 3 year span. And then around that time, I broke up with my ex girlfriend, and then COVID happened, and then I just went into I just did not want to date. I did not want to deal with BS, and I just was like just completely turned off by anything dating related for a couple years, and then uh now I'm starting to get back in, and now I'm noticing females again and noticing that yeah, I miss kicking it with them and meeting new females. So that's building up my confidence again. You know what I mean? The first thing, if a female's trying to play you, treat the you know what and like crap, give her nothing, but she can handle. Condones for that. Yeah, man. Scraper, read all about it. So that's why I didn't date for a long time. But lately I've been obsessed with the art of seduction again because I want to start. I need a female partner. Not need. Let me rephrase that because I don't want to sound needy. Don't get the game twisted. That didn't sound right. But I definitely want female companionship for sure. Why not? You know what I mean? It's been long enough. I've been single for like 2 years, so it's like, yeah, it's been too long. You feel me? So fuck that time. But yeah, a female partner, companionship, whatever you want to. I don't care. Whatever you want to call it. Get your Mac on. That's right. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go out to cigar. Like, yeah, what's up? I'm, I'm Jay the Wanderer from East Oakland. Where is you? It'll happen sooner than you think. Oh yeah, I probably will. You know. But yeah, that's what happened to me. And but it's just it is what it is. You know what I mean? And I'm just stuff that's been on my mind. I've been trying to break away from that little sad thoughts I used to have. Happen when you don't see it coming. It's gonna hit me like a ton of bricks. She's gonna want to smash your congas. But yeah, man. But other than that, some cooch, maybe. So what's up with everybody out there? How's everybody been? Leave something in the comments. Donate a super chat. You know, donate some money. Whatever you want to do, help out the channel. You feel me? It's long overdue. Hold on, give me a second. If you want to help out the channel, donate a super chat. You feel me? Donate to the Cash App. Any little donation will help. They're out there with fake eyelashes and Jay-Z lips. Get a good girl, peep out her family. Yeah, ain't that the truth? No, there's good girls, bro. There's good and bad in everything, bro. I can't say that there's no good girl. That's nah. That's a toxic way of looking at things, bro. You feel me? You got to look at the good and the bad in everything. Because there's good and bad men too. In a public and a hoe in bed. Yeah, that's kind of sums it up. Depends. Yeah, it depends on where you're looking. I mean, if you're finding girls that aren't good, then you got to start elevating where you look for girls. You feel me? Because not all girls are bad. You know what I mean? They may be annoying sometimes, but they're not bad. Told me a long time ago, females do 3 jumps to men. The first to your waist and the second one to your chest, second one to your head. Yeah, man. But yeah, it is what it is. You feel me? But it is Valentine's Day, so they all the same. Yeah, yeah. I think what you're confusing is like their nature is the same, but they're not all the same. Their nature is similar for sure. And that's just a whole nother debate or topic for a whole nother time that I do not want to get into. You ain't gonna find the good ones in Hayward. Really? What about in Oakland? What at Lake Merritt? But yeah, man, you're gonna find them in the Tenderloin. You know what I mean? You're gonna find them in South Oakland. Bay Area Collector on YouTube. What Bay Area Collector? Hayward got beautiful girls. I heard they go crazy in North San Francisco. Yeah, when I was younger, Jesus, I messed around with a few girls out there in Hayward. I did mess around with a few girls in Hayward when I was younger. Oh, okay. All right, lucrative sounds. You're gonna have to send me a link. You feel me? But yeah, yeah, I dated some girls in Hayward when I was younger, for sure. There was a lot of females out there when I was young. I remember that. When they weren't in Oakland, we'd go to Hayward, San Leandro, Richmond too. I dated a few girls out in Rich too. A few in San Francisco too. Love Dankin and fools go on looking for love. Dankin and that one. Do they? I didn't know that. That's what I ain't gonna do. Yeah, man. So I just want to tap in with you guys and wish you guys a happy Valentine's Day. I dated a girl in Hayward whose brother was friends of Spice One. Orale. Spice Wiggity Wiggity One. Like I said, I dated a girl a long time ago who was related to E40. No lie. She was like his cousin or second cousin, something like that. She was her mom was related to them. Did she shake her? She didn't have dreads. She actually had natural hair. Nah, she didn't rap. She was like a. She wasn't hood really. She wasn't like a hood girl. She was kind of like an artistic girl, like artsy type. That's why she used to kick it with me because I'm an artist too, so that's kind of what brought her. Orale, gracias, bro. Recommendation. Gracias, Jesus. To a good taco spot in the city, heading the way tomorrow. In San Francisco or in Oakland? Which city? Let me know and I'll tell you. If not, maybe shortcuts, not shortcuts, northbound to tell you because he's from San Francisco. But what city are you talking about? San Francisco or let me know in the comments. But gracias for the 20 and I'll recommend one. San Fran, dang, I don't know the taco trucks. I could tell you good burrito spots, but you know who might be able to tell you taco trucks is uh northbound. But I would say El Faro or El Farolito is good. El Faro on Folsom and 20th is good. El Farolito on Alabama and 24th is good. La Taqueria on Mission Street's pretty good. Pancho Villa Taqueria is pretty good. And La Cumbre on by 16th and Mission's pretty good too. So that's 4 or 5 spots I already named in San Francisco that I personally like. That maybe Jesus, not Jesus, Northbound might think maybe I don't know. He's from San Francisco, not me, but I would say La Taqueria is good, La Cumbre is good, Pancho Villa is good, El Faro, the original Faro is pretty good, and El Farolito is good. And they got a few Farolitos in San Francisco. You could Google it. There's one on South Van Ness, yeah. Which one? Farolito? Oh, yeah, but I could also tell you Oakland, I know better. So I could tell you a lot of spots in Oakland. The finest in the Tenderloin. No mames. You know what? One time I went to a good taqueria in the Tenderloin. I forget the name of it, but I think it was on O'Farrell, I think. It was a little like hole in the wall. We went there to eat, and it was actually pretty good. I can't remember the name of it though, but it was in the TLs. Dang, it's cold. Jesus Christ. It's freezing. But yeah, you'll like those spots in Jesus. Those are pretty good spots. Look them up when you're out there. Yeah, Faro's good. La Cumbre is good too. So is Pancho Villa. If I don't know what part of San Fran you're gonna be in, but those are pretty good spots for sure. Uh, at least for me, those are the places I like in San Francisco. There's so many places in San Francisco, bro. I don't even know half of them. But those would be some. If I'm in Frisco and I want to eat some good food, I'll probably go to those. You feel me? But if you're ever in Oakland, I can tell you some good spots in Oakland too. Bro, it's cold, bro. It's hella cold outside. I'm freezing in my room right now. Shoot. You feel me? Tengo hambre. Me too. I'm gonna go get some food. Yeah, the Mission style burrito. Yup. I might go get some food. Maybe that'll warm me up. I'm so freaking cold right now. Ni saben. Tengo un hambre. I mean, un frío y un hambre. But yeah, man. I had a pretty good sandwich earlier. Pretty good. I went to a sandwich spot, got me a sandwich. Get you a caldo. So I should make one here. But I gotta see if I got any ingredients to make any. I probably won't be able to find a caldo at this hour. They probably a lot of places are probably closed. That would have been a good idea. I should have went earlier and got one. But I had a sandwich earlier. Um, that was a long time ago. That was around a little bit past lunch. When you're on the city, do you fuck with clam chowder? That's what you need. I've tried clam chowder out there in Pier 39 with the bread. It's pretty good, bro. Yeah, some clam chowder. You're right. That would hit the spot right now. Or some menudo, or some pozole, or some albondigas. Yeah, or some chicken soup, some pho. Ooh, I should have went and got some pho earlier. Maybe I'll get some tomorrow if it's cold like this. I got a lot of pho places by my house. Yeah, I haven't had albondiga soup in a long time. Ostiones con tapatio. I never tried oysters. I'll keep it real. I've never tried oysters. I've tried shrimp and all that, but not oysters. Cuca, agua de cuca. Yeah, I've had that before. So we're good around Redwood City. I don't know in Redwood City. You know who probably know that? It's este Gato Negro. I don't know if he's on here though. He's the one that's from out that way. Oysters. Yeah, I can tell you some good pho places by my house. Well, it's just soup, bro. It's just you ever tried like wonton soup or Asian soup? It's kind of similar to that. It's just basically soups with noodle and meat. That's all it is, and they give you like those spices and vegetables to throw in it. That's all it is. It's an Asian. It definitely don't taste like a rasa soup. Nah, they got all kinds of different meats. They got chicken. They got steak pho. They got brisket pho. They got meatballs. They got different different. I think they even have fish, but it definitely has more of an Asian taste for sure. But they're good on a cold day. If you can't find a soup, a pho always hit the spot. Basically, pho's like a fancy cup of noodles. You could say that. It's Vietnamese for sure. Sopa de gallina. Yeah, I've tried. I really like this chicken soup from Colombia. I know how to make it. It's called ajiaco. It's like chicken soup with potatoes, and you put this herb from Colombia called huasca. I've made it before at home. Man, that would hit the spot. If I had the ingredients for it, I'd make me one right now. Sopa de caracol. Hey, caldo de huevo. What are your top five chicken spaghetti, especially in Alameda County? Man, you know what? I'm bad with the names of Chinese places, and because I haven't been to a Chinese spot in Oakland so long, most of the ones I used to go were gone. Um, top five. There's one in Chinatown, but I don't remember the name of it. But it's on no me acuerdo. There's one in Chinatown. There's one in on Fruitvale that I like. The one that's been there for hella years. On East 14th by Fruitvale, the $5 spot. I like that spot. I like that one ginseng over there on 35th near Calvin Simmons. That place is good. Uh, because I live in the Richmond area now, I'm more familiar with the ones out here now. I like this place called Fall Craze and another place called Faux Hua. That place is good. That's in Pinole. Um, a place called China Express in San Pablo. Um, Hams that used to be on 35th and East 14th. That was my favorite by far. Um, there used to be one in San Leandro I used to like. It's not there no more. It used to be hella good off of San Leandro Boulevard. I'm in El Cerrito now. I'm in this area now. Yeah, a lot of Asian places that I used to go to in Oakland are gone. Like I would say half of my favorite Asian spots in Oakland are gone that I used to go to. There was Tams. There was one in San Leandro that I used to really like. What was the other one? There were a couple in Oakland that I used to go to. I can name you more Mexican spots and probably barbecue spots than Asian spots for some weird reason. Bro. I'm bad with Asian spots. Nalgas peludas. What's up, brother? Hopefully you got some nalgas peludas today. Um, why do I keep wanting to say 4th of July? God damn it, on St. Valentine's Day. Jesus Christ. The second time I was about to say 4th of July. We're celebrating the 4th. The 14th, not the 4th. The dog pound. This fool. Oh, I like the Filipino spot where the dude got killed, unfortunately. What's that, Lucky 37 or whatever it's called on Fruitvale? That place is good. It's still there, right? They didn't close it after homie got killed, did they? That was a good spot. The only thing about that place is the only thing I didn't like about that Filipino spot is that they would always run out of stuff. Every time I'd go there, like the stuff I would like that they would make, they'd run out. Lucky 357, yeah, that place. They would always run out of stuff. You feel me? Like they would run out of lumpias, they would run out of like chicken adobo, they would run out of stuff. Like damn it. Like the stuff I like to eat when I go to eat Filipino food. Because it's on the 14, it's red. Julio Solorio says Sureños don't celebrate Valentine's Day because on the 14th, best Chinese place, Panda Express. I ate Panda Express yesterday. I ate some Panda Express yesterday. Where is the Latino? Fruitvale, East Oakland, and almost anywhere in East Oakland, but Fruitvale area of Oakland. The Doves got some Latino spots. Even Funktown got a few good ones. But yeah, you can find good Mexican food all over East Oakland, but mainly around Fruitvale is the biggest spot. But yeah, you can find pretty much anywhere you can find Mexican food or even Central American food in Oakland. In the East, especially. But even in downtown and other areas, you can still find it. But yeah, man. Who got the munches? Gangster college. Mm-hmm. Freaking like Al Capone. South City got like that tapatilla. You guys got a El Faro too, don't you? 'Cause I remember going there with my ex. I've been to like that tapatilla too. Yep, I've been there. There was a Faro on El Camino, right? If I remember right, I don't know if it's still there, but I remember it used to be there. Kind of by the 7-Eleven, wasn't it? If I remember right, I remember there was a 7-Eleven, a McDonald's, and I think a Goodwill somewhere in that area. You know, northbound, I used to always find fucking nice shoes at that Goodwill all the time. All the time, I used to find like Jordans and like expensive ass shoes for like $10, bro, in good condition. I think it's still there. If you're talking about the one by Walgreens, yeah, I think it was. I don't remember. It was on El Camino. I remember. Can't remember exactly where on El Camino, but it was on El Camino for sure. Definitely before hitting Canfran. Yeah, northbound. I used to find expensive shoes there all the time. I had like hella shoes I got rid of a while back. I had like Jordans and like Nike Cortez. I found like hella shoes that were like they looked like they were only worn once, bro. I think it was a drive-through one. I think. Yeah, I think it was a drive-through, and they had a walk-up. I think if you're right. But yeah, I used to go with my girl there to that Goodwill all the time. She's the one that showed me it, and I used to find like cool ass stuff there all the time. Expensive brands like Ralph Lauren and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. In my size too, which is hard to find. Uh, we used to get lingerie. Do you still have the flea market? Yeah, they still got it. They got the one by the Coliseum, and they got one the other one, the one that's by Laney College. They still got it for sure. We used to get the lingerie for me to try on. When I was a kid, my mom would take me to the Goodwill. We'd find North Face hoodies. Yeah, I found some pretty good brands there, bro. Mainly in shoes. I brought a lot of nice shoes from there. No, I think I got rid of them already. I'm gonna see if I had any that I bought there, but I think I got rid of them already. But yeah, I bought some pretty cool stuff there, bro. Like that Goodwill, they always had cool stuff there. I'm not afraid to admit it. I was a segundero. That's where your name came from, Curry Man. But nah, yeah, there was an era when I didn't have a lot of money, and I used to buy hella stuff from the Segunda, bro. And I was walking around looking like a baller, bro, because I buy all these expensive brands from the Segunda, bro. I buy Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger. Like I'd be walking around, girls would be thinking I was a baller or something, bro. Because I bought all these expensive ass brands, and they're all from the Segunda. Because I would only buy expensive brands from there, and when I would find them in my size, I would cop them quick. I still got a couple Ralph Lauren shirts that I bought from the Segunda. No, I would wash it, but I wouldn't wash it a lot though. I definitely wash it before I wear it. Yeah, I found some cool stuff. Like the Segundas before, like expensive ass brands. Yeah, she lived kind of by that 7-Eleven. She lived kind of by off a commercial, if you know where that's at. But that 7-Eleven wasn't that far from her house. Can you can tell Jose was shopping at the Goodwill in a nice city, not the one in Oakland. I shopped at the one in Oakland. I found some okay stuff at the one on the 29th. The one that used to have cool stuff was the one on MacArthur by 35th. The one in the Laurel district. They would have cool stuff there all the time. I found a couple good things there. But yeah, if you wanted good stuff, you unfortunately you had to go to the cities with money. You had to go to Dublin, you had to go to South San Francisco, Livermore, those kind of places to find cool stuff usually. But sometimes you will find it. You will find stuff in Oakland too. Yeah, I bought a really good shirt, a really nice shirt, like the old Goodwill that used to be on Broadway. You remember that one? The South Oakland was pretty big. West of Chestnut, I don't remember. What was the street that I can't remember the cross street by where she lived, but she lived kind of like towards the end of commercial when it almost ends when you go to the top. She lived up in that area. I don't know if she still lives there now, but that was kind of like the area she used to live in. Yeah, they got the one in the Dubs, but I think they closed it. The one on 29th. I think it's only a warehouse now. I think they closed the store on 11th in Oakland. I don't remember a Goodwill on 11th. I don't remember. Maybe when I was a little kid. What's up? Praise our Father. I kind of remember a Goodwill in downtown Oakland when I was a little kid, like by Chinatown. There used to also be the big Salvation Army because I remember going to that Salvation Army store when I was a little kid. I don't know if you guys remember that one. I think it's still there, the Salvation Army. But yeah, my mom used to go to the Segunda when I was a little kid. 11th and Broadway. Oh yeah. You're right. You're right. The one. Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, the one on 11th and Broadway, right down the street from City Hall. Yeah, the Goodwill. I think they closed it though. I don't think it's there. But there used to be another one. I remember when I was little in the '80s, like by Chinatown. But yeah, the Goodwill on Broadway. It was either by 11th or by 12th. Is there a Brown Beret chapter? There used to be. I know. I don't know. They had like a little one a while back. I don't know if they're still around. South San Francisco has money, do they? You'll find cool stuff in Oakland too. You know, if you went at the right time. But usually in Oakland, they will snatch it up quick though. So it was harder to find good stuff there. But I found some cool stuff like the one in Oakland back in the days. I haven't really bought anything from the Segunda in a long time, but I used to buy a lot of stuff from the Segunda. A lot of expensive. I'm telling you, I used to find like expensive brands for cheap. There's a pupusa squad in San Leandro by Cineval. The furniture next to it was a Segunda. Yeah. It used to be a Goodwill, wasn't it? Yeah, there used to be a Goodwill in San Pablo. I mean, on the East 14th in San Leandro by Bal back in the days. I remember that spot. Yeah, by Cine Bal. I know where that's at. Never been to the Pupusa spot. Is it good? There used to be a Salvation Army too, where you know the yeah, by Club Caliente. You know the grocery outlet on East 14th. That used to be a Goodwill when I was a little kid, and there used to be a Lucky's down the street too. I remember. You guys might remember it if your memory serves you right. But yeah, my mom used to go to that Goodwill all the time. My neighbors sell pupusas. La Oficina. Oh yeah, I know where La Oficina is. I know those spots. Salvation Army in South Oakland. Sorry, I was reading something. When I got out to Penetry, I worked for a nonprofit. We took donations and sell them at to Thrift Town. Oh yeah, there was a Thrift Town in San Leandro. I remember that. They had one in El Sobrani too. Yeah, I used to go there. I used to go there too. Yeah, I remember that spot. That's hella old school. That one in Sacramento too. I remember. I don't remember the one in Fremont, but I definitely remember the one in San Leandro and the one in El Sobrante. The one in El Sobrante was on San Pablo Dam Road. Oh yeah, I've been to that spot, Las Cabañas. They're pretty good. Is that the one that's on by Mission kind of? I think that's Mission, kind of like Jackson. I've been. If it's the same one, I've been to that spot before. It's right down the street from Emil Villas. You just down there at 7-Eleven on Mission Road. I think I went once. That's the one in South City, right? I think I've been there once or twice, not a lot. Yeah, they closed all the Thrift Town. They closed the one in San Leandro, and they closed the one here in El Sobrani. Union City, really? Where at? Yeah, Mission between Industrial and Whipple. Oh no, that's another spot. Then I'm thinking of another place. Maybe I've been to that one too. I don't know if I ever went to a pupusa place by Industrial. Where I did go by Industrial was to a place, I think it was called Wapan, something like that. Do you remember a rail group called Aslan Nation? Oh, yeah, yeah, Aslan Nation. Yeah, I remember them. They were from Berkeley, Berkeley. There was also the brown skin artist. You ever been to that place? I think it's called Wapan. It's on Industrial. It's way up there. I've been to that. I used to practice around there, and I used to go there. There's a thrift store in Oakland by the Lake Marion called Out the Closet. Oh yeah, yeah, they got one in Berkeley too, I think. Yeah, with Wapan. I've been there before. I've been to that place with Wapan. It's pretty good actually. Yeah, I've ate there. Been a while, but I have ate there before. I've also been to that other place in Hayward called El Taquito. There's one in Hayward too. And Jay worked there. No, I used to practice with this dude not far from there. There was an old friend of ours who used to live around there, and we used to go practice music at his house all the time. He was hella cool. Well, no, he didn't live around there. He had an office around there, so we would practice at his office. Oh yeah, La Vic too is pretty good. They got one right there in Hayward now. That's from San Jose originally. But yeah, he used to have an office right down the street from that place, Uruapan. And we go practice because in his office there was no one there. It was an industrial area, so we could be hella loud and shit. Oh, I remember that. Saying Mr. DePaul. They used to be on San Leandro, right? in the deep. I remember that spot. Yeah, that's hella old school. I forgot about that place, Martin. Yeah, St. Vincent de Paul. I remember going there as a kid. That used to be way up there. What was that, like by 90th and San Leandro or somewhere up that way? Habitat for Humanity, yeah. Yeah, I remember going there when I was a little kid, bro, when I was young. With my mom. My mom used to go there. You ever try to Canica spot in Hayward somewhere? In Hayward? What's the name of the music band? I want to hear how you guys sound. Los Vallenatos. Or you can look up Los Alegres Callejeros. That's another band I play with too. Or Calafia Armada. Went to Cecilsburg, Tennyson, Hayward today, Best Burger in the East Bay. Yeah, they're pretty good. I've been to Cecilsburg. It's been a while though. I don't know the Carnita spot in Hayward. Which one are you talking about? I never been to a Carnita spot in Hayward though, so no. But yeah, I remember St. Vincent. That took me way back. I totally forgot about that place. It's hella known. What part of Hayward is it in? The Haystack? Is the Carnita spot of Patrick and Tennyson across the street from the church in the Cuts? A Street got a Carnita spot. They sell rice, beans, and everything. I'm down to try someday. I like some good carnita. I don't eat carnitas all the time, but I'm just staying away from fatty foods. But I'll definitely try some once in a while. Yeah, if you ever down to take me? Yeah, Los Alegres Callejeros, Los Bahia Natos, or Calafia Armada. You could look at any three of those groups, and that'd be us. Oh yeah, I don't. I have no. I'm not familiar with Hayward like that, but if it's the one I'm talking about, it's fire. Yeah, no lo conozco. Have you guys ever been to that place in Hayward called Senaidas? I've never been there. I've always seen it. It's on Tennyson, I think, in South Hayward. I don't know if you guys ever been there. But yeah, I don't know if you guys seen that spot before. What's up? Why not Ramirez? How you been, bro? The next spot I'm talking about is next to the parts supply store, next to a small Mexican store. You been to Senaidas? Yeah, I never been there, bro. I've seen it. Is it good? I never tried it. I've just seen it before, but I've never been there. Not much, bro. It's hella cold out here today. It's freezing out here. But same old drama, same old stuff, good stuff, bad stuff. But it's been cool. Rancho, you want a wrench? Why not? Let me know. But yeah, yeah, it's cold as hell. It's probably like 40 degrees right now. I know that's probably not as cold as some other place, but for me, it's cold. Hella cold. Let me see, how much is it right now where I'm at? Uh oh, that's me. Let me see how cold it is right now. It is, what the hell? I'll tell you guys right now. It says it's 45 degrees. Feels colder than that. Probably dry heat. Probably dried cold, I mean. It's a lot colder than I thought, man. You feel me? It feels colder than 45. It's colder than Winnie's feet. Something about says Rincon. It's on Getting between Tennessee and Jackson. El Rincon? Oh, I've heard of that place, El Rincon. I think they got one. They got a couple of them around the Bay Area, I think. I know that place. I think they got one in Vallejo, too. If it's the same place, I think I've been to it. I've been to the one in Vallejo. I think they might even have one in San Jose, too. It might be like a chain. But yeah, if it's the same spot, yeah, they're pretty good. Alien feet, UFO feet. The aliens are coming. But yeah, I'm about to get off this soon. Been on this for like an hour and a half now. And, everyone's asleep here. I can't be too loud. And I had a girlfriend named Zenaida, and I hate her food. I sing a song called Zenaida, believe it or not. They have a spot in San Jose where they cook the carne there. Yeah, that might be the same spot like they have in Vallejo. If it's the same place, yeah, no problem. Why not? Um, it might be the same place because they got one in Vallejo too. They got one in Vallejo, one in Hayward, and one in San Jose. They might even have one somewhere else around here. I think you should hit up all the good restaurant burrito truckle spots. Show everyone the menus. Yeah, that could be a good one. So that's pretty good though. The owner named it after his daughter and was killed in an accident. They got pretty good burritos. Orale. I didn't know that, bro. Crazy to hear. I used to like this one spot. I think it's still there. It's called Los Compadres. It used to be on C Street in downtown Hayward. It was pretty good there. I've been there many years. If you want to do a video on George Lopez, I know the whole story if you want someone to jump on with you. It'd be hard for me to do it together because I don't know how to do that without it being alive. I just want to do a spill on it, but let's figure it out. We'll see what's up, man. They just opened a dispensary right here. They sell THC, no CBD like the rest. Only THC. George Lopez, though, he's a trip, ain't he? I know a little bit about the situation. I don't know a whole lot about it. Wasn't he talking bad about some new comedian? And I know that George Lopez has a reputation of being like kind of a dickhead with other comedians, especially Rasa ones. And I don't know. You feel me? But bud is still not legal out here in the ATL. Oh yeah, it's not gonna be legal in those states down there, bro. Who's El Giorgio? Oh, George Lopez. He's past his prime. Yeah, you know. I just heard from a lot of people always said that he was a hater. Even Carlos Mencia said it. A lot of people said, even though I saw I'm Colombian. Some people think I'm Colombian. No, I'm not Colombian, but I've been to Colombia, and I know a lot about Colombian music. So I might as well be part Colombian at this point because I've been there. I know hella Colombians. I've ate arepas and all that stuff. Lopez don't like seeing your other comedians doing their thing. Yeah, Tongan Mormon. No mames. George needs to remember that one time Eric didn't want to give him an autograph. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that. He talked about that in one of his shows, didn't he? But yeah, man. I'm gonna be playing this weekend, I think, in San Francisco. But yeah, man, it's I don't know, man. I know it gotta be colder. It gotta be colder than 45 because it feels cold right now where I'm at. He has forgotten who he was. In San Francisco, I could hit you on the private if you want to come through. It'll be in the Mission District, you know, but it'll be I think Friday. I think the fame gets to people. Yeah, remember I became a famous YouTuber. It would get to me. I'm talking about like a famous YouTuber, like with hella money and hella popularity. I wonder if it'll get to my head. Like if I make that one video that went viral and just turned me famous. Would Jay the Wonder Jose change? Like, yeah, man. So what's up, man? I'm probably gonna get off in 5 minutes. Famous like Flacco, like the tall man, like Mr. Beast. Who's Mr. Beast? the tall guy. Jay the influencer. That's right. So I'm about to get off this in like 5 minutes. You guys leave the last words. If you guys got any questions, you guys want to bring up anything about the past, what I talked about, Al Capone and all that, or anything, or about going limp, what, what, anything, let me know. They just say he's hella YouTube famous. No lo conozco, way. Um, would I go limp? Depending on the situation. Do you like old school card? Yeah, yeah. Who doesn't? Limpy. I'm not talking about going limp like that. Um, he's talking about a police sting. And when the police, it's an old tactic that if the police um, attack you, you go limp, for they won't beat you up more and don't put extra charges on you. That's an old like hippie protest tactic. It's like a non-violent tactic. Lying out of the wino. Who the hell's that? The man. I remember Limpy. Yeah, man. Pimp Limp. Winos. I remember when there used to be winos around. There's still a few of them around. Liposaurus Rex. You know who's the winos now? The winos are like the drunk paisitas, bro. Those are like the new winos to me that I see like in the hood walking around all drunk and stuff. Those are like the new school winos. They took over the old winos. The old winos in my days were like they were black, or they were Chicanos, or they were like old white guys. Now they're starting to become like, now they're like paisas. Oh, what's up, Gato Negro? You fell asleep early? Shit, I'm about to get off. Now, much out here. I heard you say you're in Sobrani. What's good taqueria out in this area? Uh, Portamex is good in Richmond. Um, the taco truck Guadalajara is pretty good. Tapatia's okay. Um, there's a place called Tucan. They're pretty good. There's a place in El Sobrani called uh, what's it called? Damn it. It's called Caliente, I think. It's pretty good there. Paisa and Donald Duck onesie. Growing up, who was the most craziest friend you had? Mine was a homie Scarface from RST. Mine was a lot, had a lot of crazy friends. I woke up 9 and she clean. Now I'm in the bed again. No, I guess it's called Caliente. They're pretty good now, Sobrani. There's a place too called Taqueria Aguilera or something like that. They're in Pinole. That place is pretty good too. They sell some bomb ass burritos there. Um, Trying to think what else. There's a few spots in Richmond that are good for sure. My favorite place in Richmond is long gone, and why not? Ramirez probably remembers it. It's the Pepitos. It used to be on Ream and 23rd. Scarface, was he named after Al Capone? Because Scarface was Al Capone. We were talking about Al Capone earlier. I don't know. Most of the friends that I had that were crazy are either dead, in jail, or they're not doing very good in life. Yeah, Pepitos. That place was good. That was my favorite place right there. Oh, there's a place called La Selva. That place is pretty good. It's on 23rd. They sell like chicken there. You know how Al Capone got his scar on his face? I talked about it earlier. That's actually where the name Scarface came from, was from Al Capone. Actually, the first movie ever made called Scarface was about Al Capone. It was made in the 1930s with George Raft and Paul Muni. And they were going to remake the movie in the 80s, but instead of doing an Al Capone movie, uh, they decided to change it into a Cuban movie, and that's why it was called Scarface. Big Mike said he's on a treadmill. Really? What's the name of the Salvadoran restaurant in San Pablo? Which one? Oh, are you talking about the only good one I go to in San Pablo is ¿cómo se llama? El Tazumal. Yeah, the same Valentine's Day Massacre, all that. It's about. I think you're talking about El Tazumal. That place is pretty good. It's near Broadway on San Pablo. All right, Danny Martinez. Take care. Yeah, we talked about the same Valentine's Day Massacre when I first started this live. That's what it started with. Is Chevy's restaurant still open in Emeryville? I don't know. Is it? I have no clue if it's still open. It was open a couple years, like a year ago. I remember. I know the one in they used to be in Hilltop closed down. I used to go to that one all the time. The one in Hilltop. There used to be one in Alameda too, a long time ago, by the tunnel back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember that one. Everybody in the chat hungry, yeah. Kicking my ass. Tell Elon must calm down. That's a. Oh yeah, you work in Tesla, huh? I was gonna get a job there like 3 years ago. I remember. I don't know what happened. I think I ended up getting another job instead. Have you ever took a shower in the rain? I can't say I have. I've been drenched in the rain. All right, y'all. Well, I'm about to get off. You feel me? Tapped in today, my live with Jay, as I do every Tuesday. I try at least. This is number 80, Valentine's Day edition. We talked a little bit about the history of Al Capone. Uh, Danny's by Free was my spot, like way back. Which one? The one on San Pablo Dam Road? You ever seen the movie The Prince? Oh yeah, of course. My brother was kind of in that movie, and a lot of people I knew were in that movie. But I'm about to get off. You guys be safe, and actually, you know what? Praise our Father. I made a filming location of The Principal. Yeah, I remember Chevy's at Bayfair. Yup. All right, Danny. All right, y'all. Well, I'm about to get off. Like I said, I've been on for like almost 2 hours, and I'm a little tired. And yeah, man. The homie Flacco VFL was an American me. You know, there was a few Nathaniels I remember from Oakland on Blood In, Blood Out, from what I've been told. All right, y'all. I'm about to get off. You guys be safe. Take care. Good night. And if you're gonna get some cooch, have a good. All right, fool. You guys be safe. Late.